Hello, my dear friends. Today, I decided to do something very special for you. And unfortunately, I can't show my face the way Facebook presents presentations. It's only full screen. So you will hear me but not see me. And I'm going to share with you the most bold and popular fashion trends for upcoming spring and summer 2018. We are lucky that today's fashion actually doesn't dictate us what to wear. An amount of trends that presented on fashion runways is exhausting. And I chose only the boldest and most popular trends that you probably will see in this way or another in the stores. There are many others. Let's dive in. First of all, let's have a quick look on the fashion colors for spring. As you know, every 6 months, American Institute of Color, Pantone, releases the colors of the season and the most popular and trendy colors of the season. And for this season, we have those colors. The most popular color is ultraviolet, this dark violet shade on the top left corner. And it's complemented with many of lilacs colors and pinks and blues, and also with a lot of neutral colors. For example, this almost mauve, grayish beige, sand, coconut milk, harbor that is gray, and others. As you can see, you have plenty of colors to choose from, and as usual, our summer is going to be colorful. Pay attention that this palette has 2 yellow tones, and yellow continue to be in fashion, and this is very intense color that brings a lot of attention to yourself. So if you don't tolerate yellow, or you look very pale in yellow and your skin doesn't look healthy, just use yellow as an accessory or in your bottoms, in your pants, in your skirts, or maybe in your shoes. Give it a punch by wearing some bright, colorful shoes. So the first trend that I choose to talk about is very weird trend, but it was presented in many multiple runways. And this is trend for transparent plastic. We saw it in the acrylic heels, transparent heels, in the plastic shoes, in all kind of weird dresses, parkas, and rain protection shields. I know it looks very weird when you look at this, but many fashion specialists saying that this trend will stay with us for a long time. So you can always, in any trend, even if it's the craziest trend in the world, you always can find some pieces and touches that can be implemented in our everyday wardrobe. For example, transparent heel, there is nothing so scary or too crazy, and that's maybe your thing to start with implementing this trend in your wardrobe. Following transparent plastic, there were a lot of designers that worked with the sheer fabrics. As you can see, they offer us to wear it almost only on underwear and show a lot of skin. Of course, this trend is not really applicable to our everyday lives, but what we can do is actually wear a not transparent layer underneath the sheer, and then sheer will be the second layer. In this way, it will look still very trendy, but much more appropriate to wear every day. It's sexy, it's flowy, it can be chiffon or very, very transparent silk, or maybe some synthetic materials. Now, a few words about lace. As you can see, lace also transforms a bit, and only Dolce & Gabbana presented us with the quite conservative dress that you can see in the middle. The black dress is from Dolce & Gabbana. All other designers actually offer us different variations on lace, but they are not so regular as we used to see. Lace becomes also very transparent, or lace becomes more looking like a laser cut, or as you can see on the Versace picture, that is the bottom right last picture, we use lace as additional layer and covering it with other fabrics. Another very bold trend that stays with us and stays with us for a long period, it was also trendy last season and season before that. It's metallics and everything that sparkles. Sequins, Swarovski crystals, and everything else. It continued to be extremely fashionable and popular. It's continued to be mixed with our daily wardrobe. It's not only for evening anymore. And the main secret of wearing this kind of very sparkly items during the day is combining them with very, very regular, usual items, especially from your sport wardrobe, like with trainers, with hoodies, with baseball caps, and all these very regular and very obvious things that will bring the contrast and will decrease the level of evening feeling in those items. Two more interesting feminine beautiful trends coming to us from 20s, mixed with cowboys and native tribes, is feathers and fringe. With feathers, I would like to caution you and say that due to their nature, that they add a lot of volume. So that's very feminine, very sexy trend that definitely suits evening occasions, but be very careful and strategic with where these feathers are on your outfit. For example, the yellow skirt on the top line will not add any volume because the feather is only in the bottom of the skirt. But if you're wearing dress like in the middle, this dress will add at least 2 sizes to your body. So be cautious. As per fringe, you can see that fringe is really, really long. And that's the good thing, because such a long fringe that always moves around your body camouflages very nicely any imperfections. On the other side, you will look slimmer, even though it looks like it creates volume. Due to this long vertical movement, it actually will slim you. It's a beautiful, feminine, very unusual and interesting trend. And if you dare, go for it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's talk a little bit about prints. The most fashionable prints for this season are tartan, polka dots, black and white polka dots, stripes that are very, very colorful. I would say rainbow stripes, and also people faces printed on the fabric. As you can see, for tartan, it's a lot of mixes of different colors and different types of tartan together. As per polka dots, it's mostly black and white, and any size of polka dots will go, but please be careful and scale the size of polka dots with the size of your body. Bigger the polka dots and space between them, bigger you will look. So for those of us that want to look slimmer, I would suggest to have medium-sized dense polka dots. Some interesting details of style that were presented for this season. First of all, it's square neckline. This neckline looks very, very feminine, and it's very slimming. It will make your shoulders narrower. Your shoulders will have more sharp shape, and by this, it will make you look slimmer. So that's very nice trend to use. Another slimming trend that is super feminine and super sexy, but very modest at the same time, is trend for the wrap skirts with a big sling on one of the legs in the front. This is due to its length. This skirt doesn't look vulgar. On the other side, when you move, this sling opens and shows your leg. It's very, very sexy, very feminine. And because of vertical line and wrap, that's actually also slimming. Another not so slimming trend, it's multiple layers of ruffles. If your goal for your body actually to add volume, for example, you want make your bust look bigger, go for this trend. If you want your hips look wider and more feminine, go for this trend on the bottom on the skirts. But if you don't want this effect to happen, you don't want to add more volume anywhere, avoid this trend. Maybe leave this trend only for your shoulders or for your sleeves, because those ruffles can go anywhere in the item. And last but not least trend that I wanted to mention, it's big pockets. Here also be very careful, because those pockets also add some attention to the areas where they are situated and add a bit of volume. So always when you try your clothes on, check where the pockets are and what it does with your body. Few words about specific items that were shown in the run shows and will be very trendy. First of all, fluid wide dresses. As you can see, it's top left corner. As you can see, they wide, different lengths. They can be maxi, midi, and mini. Very fluid, light fabrics, so you will not be hot in hot summers in this dress. It camouflages nicely any bumps and tummies. For those of us that have them, very nice, beautiful, and feminine and comfortable trend. Another trend was for pencil skirts. They are everywhere, mostly midi. It means below the knee, combined in different styles, with different tops, but that's also one of the current very hot trends. Another trend that I personally love a lot, and that trend is not new, but this trend continues to happen because of the amazing, I can't say that overalls are comfortable, but they definitely slimming. They very versatile to use in office or in your free time for leisure, and also in evening with heels or sparkly flats. This kind of overalls will look amazing. So they're extremely versatile and they're very, very slimming. So overalls also trendy. Last trend for specific items, it's trend for trench. Summer trenches without any lining, or usual middle season trenches with lighting, any kind of trenches. Classic and not so classic, colorful and neutrals, trenches are everywhere. So if you have trench, it's time. It's not yet, because in Calgary at least it's super snowy and quite cold, but once spring is coming, it's time to bring your trench and start wearing it. It's extremely, extremely fashionable. Few pictures for the inspiration about purses. Purses that you wear on your waist, very popular, very trendy, and very comfortable. If you have tummy or wide hips, I would suggest you to avoid those. Purses that look like saddle or circle purses, and also purses that you see on the top right corner of the presentation right now. As you can see, purses are very colorful. They all hard. There is no soft, shapeless purses. They all hard and they have definite shape. As per shoes, kitten heels are extremely fashionable. I would warn you about wearing them if your legs are not very thin and slim, because those kind of heels make your leg more heavier. Yes, those heels are super comfortable, but if you between your 40 and 50s, those heels will make you look older, because they kind of associated with grandma look. So if you're young girl or you look very young, you can go for it. Not my favorite trend though. I like the next trend, that is mules. It means shoes without back. They can be flat, they can be on heels, all different shapes and colors. Last season they also were extremely popular. Nice, summery, comfortable trend to try. Chunky heels with big platform. Sandals look very sexy. Your legs will look very slim and tiny in contrast to the big chunky shoes. If you're brave and don't afraid from heights, go for it. Or you can find, of course, some options that are less dramatic and much more comfortable. In general, I like this trend. It makes you feel look longer, taller, and slimmer. Last trend that I wanted to show is trend for shoes with this cuff in front of the shoe. That I'm not a big fan, but you will probably see a lot of these kind of shoes in the stores. Watch to see how this tongue, I would say, sits on your leg, because if there is a room, this tongue will be fluffy with the time and shoes will not look polished. So pay attention on these details. That's all for today. Unfortunately, while presenting, I can't see your comments, so I will be answering your questions and comments after I finish my presentation. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate this. You can always reach out to me through my website, styleyoubest.com, or by messaging me at Facebook. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.